नमो नारायणाय ॐ 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 नमो नारायणाय. Welcome, respected friends, for our everyday study of Shastras, for invoking Krupa of Parabrahma, Ishvara, Jagannatha, Devatagana, Gurugana, Shastragana, so that we have sufficient, complete, authentic, decisive knowledge and conviction that we have to mold our personality, Vyaktitva, suitable for our outer life to have smoothly, inner life to have peacefully, and discovery of the innermost self. The five things we do are Vedic chanting, then common sense thought, Mangala Charana Shloka Sankalpa, Upanishad Mantrocharana, then Adhyayana of the Upanishad with Bhashyam. We are doing Shwethashwathara Upanishad, fourth chapter. The kind Shwethashwathara Rishi, Shruti Mata are repeatedly telling us about the nature of the Paramatma Tattva, the glory of the Paramatma Tattva, the need of realizing Paramatma Tattva, the benefits of realizing that Paramatma Tattva, and the way for that. A very, very soothing, encouraging, inspiring exercise or topic for those who are Shraddhalu, for those who are exclusively wanting spirituality. Those whose minds are distracted with so many of the otherwise goals also, this thing may not give that much taste and inspiration because their minds are divided in so many channels. But then those who are single pointed, to them though it's a jackpot only, because in this what to achieve and what to do are so clearly taught. May we all have that single pointedness in having the Paramatma as the goal, and while listening these topics with utmost Shraddha and Ekagrata, may we get all the clarity to know what to do and do what we know, so that we get what we have to get, after which nothing remains to be gained. Let us start. Upanishad Veda Parayanam Rigvedaha Navama Mandalam 64 and 65. These two Anuvakas we will chant. Om Atha Parayanam Rigvedaha Navama Mandalam Atha Chatushashtitama Anuvakadarabhya. ॐ वृषासो मद्युमा असि वृषा देव वृषपुरतः वृषाधर्माणि ददिशे वृष्णस्ते वृष्ण्यं शवो वृषावनं वृषामदः सत्यं वृषस्पृशेदसि अश्वो न चक्रधो वृषा सङ्गा इन्दो समर्वतः विनोराये दुरो वृधि असृक्षतप्रवाजिनो गव्या सोमासो अश्वया शुक्रासो वीरयाशवः शुम्भमाना ऋतायुभिर्मुज्यमाना गभस्त्योः पवन्ते वारे अव्यये ते विश्वादाशुषेव सुसोमा दिव्यानि पार्थिवा पवन्तामन्तरिक्ष्या पवमानस्य विश्ववित्प्रते सर्गा असृक्षदा सूर्यस्येव न रश्मयः केतुं कृण्वन् दिवस्परिविश्वा रूपाभ्यर्षसे समुद्रः सोमपिन्वसे हिन्वानो वाचमिष्यसि पवमान विधर्मणि अक्रान्देवो न सूर्यः इन्दुपविष्टचेतन प्रियः कवीनां मति सुजदश्वं रथिरिव ऊर्मिर्यस्ते पवित्र आदेवावीः पर्यक्षरत सीदन्नृतस्य योनिमा स नो अर्ष पवित्र आमदो यो देववीतमः इन्दविन्द्राय पीतये इषे पवस्वधारया मृज्यमानो मनीषिभिः इन्दोरुचाभिगायैः पुनानो परिवस्कृत्यूर्जं जनाय गिर्वणः हरे सृजान आशिरं पुनानो देववीतय इन्द्रस्य याहि निष्कृतम् द्युतानो वाजिभिर्यतः प्रहिन्वानास इन्दवोच्चा समुद्रमाशवः धिया जूता असृक्षता मर्मृजानास आयवो वृता समुद्रमिन्दवः अग्मन्मृतस्य योनिमा परिणो याह्यस्मयुर्विश्वा वसून्योजसा पाहि नः शर्म वीरवत विमातिवह्निरेतश पदं युजानरुक्वभिः प्रयत्समुद्र आहितः आयद्योनिं हिरण्ययमाशुहृतस्य सीदति जहात्यप्रचेतसः अभिवेना अनूशते यक्षन्ति प्रचेतसः मज्जन्त्यविचेतसः इन्द्रायेन्दो मरुत्वते पवस्व मधुमत्तमः ऋतस्य योनिमासदं तन्त्वा विप्रावचोविद परिष्कृण्वन्ति वेदसः सन्त्वा मृजन्त्यायवः रसन्ते मित्रो अर्यमा पिबन्ति वरुण कवे पवमानस्य मरुदः त्वं सोम विपश्चितं पुनानो वाचमिष्यसि इन्दो सहस्रभर्णसं उतो सहस्रभर्णसं वाचं सोममखस्युवं पुनान इन्दवाभर पुनान इन्दवेषां पुरुहूत जनानां प्रियः समुद्रमाविश धविद्युतत्यारुचा परिष्टो वन्त्या कृपा सोमाः शुक्रागवाशिरः हिन्वानो हेतृभिर्यथ आवाजं वाज्यक्रमेत् सीदन्तो वसुषो यथा पृथक् सोमस्वस्तये सञ्जग्मानो दिवः कविः पवस्व सूर्योदृशे 65 हिन्वन्ति सूरमुश्रयस्व सारो जामयस्वधिं महामिन्दुं महीयुवः पवमानरुचा देवो देवेभ्यस्परि विश्वावसून्याविश आपवमानसुष्टुतिं वृष्टिं देवेभ्यो दुवः इषे पवस्व संयतं वृषाहस्यसि भानुना द्युमन्तं त्वा हवामहे पवमानस्वाद्यः आपवस्व सुवीर्यं मन्दमानः स्वायुध इहोष्विन्दवागहि गहि यदद्भिः परिषिच्यसे मृज्यमानो गभस्त्योः द्रुणासदस्तमश्नुषे रसोमाय व्यश्ववत् पवमानाय गायथ महे सहस्रचक्षसे यस्य वर्णं मधुश्च्युतं हरिं हिन्वन्त्यद्रिभिः इन्दुमिन्द्राय पीतये तस्य ते वाजिनो वयं विश्वादनानि जिज्ञुषः सखित्वमावृणीमहे वृषापवस्वधारया मरुत्वते च मत्सरः विश्वादधान ओजसा तन्त्वा धर्तारमोऽन्योः पवमानस्वर्दृशौ हिन्वे वाजेषु वाजिनम् अयाचित्तो विपानया हरिः पवस्वधारयो युजं वाजेषु धारया युजं वाजेषु चोदय आन इन्दो महीमिषं भवस्व विश्वदर्शदः अस्मभ्यं सोमगातुवित आकलशा अनूशतेन्दो धाराभिरोजसा इन्द्रस्य पीतये विश यस्य ते मद्यं रसं तीव्रं दुहन्त्यद्रिभिः स भवस्वाभिमातिः राजा मेधाभिरीयते पवमानो मनावधि अन्तरिक्षेण यातवे आन इन्दोशतग्विनङ्गवाम्पोषं स्वश्व्यं वहाभगत्तिमूतये आनः सोमसहो जुवो रूपं न वर्चसे भरा सुष्वाणो देववीतये हर्षासो मद्युमत्तमोभिद्रोणा निरोरुवत सीदञ्छेनो न योनिमा अप्सा इन्द्राय वायवे वरुणाय मरुद्भ्यः सोमो अर्षति विष्णवे इषन्तोकाय नो तदद्धस्मभ्यं सोम विश्वदः आपवस्व सहस्रिणं ये सोमानः परावति ये अर्वावति सुन्विरे ये वादः शर्यणावते य आर्जीकेषु कृत्वा सुये मध्ये हस्त्यानाम ये वाजनेषु पञ्चसो तेनो वृष्टिं दिवस्परिभवन्तामा सुवीर्यं सुवाना देवास इन्दवः भवते हर्यतो हरिर्गृणानो जमदग्निना हिन्वानो गोरधित्वचे प्रशुक्रासो वयोजुवो हिन्वानासो न सप्तयः श्रीणाना अप्सु मृञ्जदा तन्त्वा सुतेष्वाभुवो हिन्विरे देवतातये सभवस्वानया रुचा आते दक्षं मयो भुवं पह्निमद्यावृणीमहे पान्तमा पुरुस्पृहं आमन्द्रमावर्येण वरेण्यमा विप्रमा मनीषिणं पान्तमा पुरुस्पृहम् आरयिमासु चेतुनमासु क्रतो तनूष्वा पान्तमा पुरुस्पृहम् ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. That's good. Every day this Vedic chanting and the chanting of other Shastras is a minimum thing which we can do to keep our minds engaged in spirituality, in contact with the spirituality. Minimum it is. Either you chant them or listen, better is chant oneself. Friends, in our common sense thought, in continuation of yesterday, we were seeing the sadhana chatushtaya sampada. How beautiful, how sequential, how systematic, how necessary steps and evolutions they are. We have seen 4 out of 5. Each of them so precious. We have to have that feeling that we must possess them. Then, in the desire to possess these gunas, anything which is obstructing us in gaining them, we should be able to slowly find the faults in them, shortcomings in them, losses because of them, and start devaluing them. And slowly, slowly, we have to rise above those hindrances, those obstructions, etc., and gain and master these necessary sadgunas or qualifications or yogyatas. Viveka, we have seen. Just see the whole world continuously changing and perishing. And anything which is that way, coming, changing, perishing, need to have substratum. And that substratum, which is our goal, is called as Brahman, and that is Nityam. Everything else is Anityam. Tadvyatriktam sarvam Anityam. This should be very firm in us. Ayameva Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. Then should not this Viveka lead to the Vairagya? Because of the common sense that when there is an option of gaining that which is Nitya and also which is glorious, and also the Anitya which is endowed with so many of fears, miseries. Should we not choose the Nitya for the sake of or at the cost of Anitya, thereby detached from the Anitya? Think about it. This is called Vairagya. When we look at the sadhanas from the mind's standpoint, sentiment standpoint, attachment standpoint, emotion standpoint, the beauty of those sadhanas, the glory of those sadhanas. Only when we intellectually think, then we understand how precious they are. Then only suppressing or sublimating or sidelining the emotions, those negatives we can give up, positive we can take up. Like this Vairagya. है ना? In that Vairagya sthiti of the mana, Vairagya is manasika sthiti, wherein no attachment to any things or beings. How free we are in ourselves to choose our goals and work towards them beautifully. A person with raga or dvesha cannot do his minimum things required for survival, cannot do his own swadharma. What to talk about he becoming an asset to the world, serving the world in various fields? Impossible. And he becoming available for the Lord, for the rishis, gurus to function through him, for the samashti kalyana, वो तो बहुत दूर की बात है, होगा ही नहीं वो. But the same person freed from raga dvesha, this way gets promoted from the lowest to the highest level. So this is intellectual thinking. With that, we must desire to have the vairagya, and this is the definition of the vairagya, and this is how we have to achieve. And how to achieve vairagya is very clearly said. Virajya Vishaya Vratat Dosha Drishtya Muhurmuhu. है ना, with the dosha drishti, है ना, again and again, by thinking from that Vishaya Vrata, we have to develop the vairagya. Only two things. Wherever we have guna drishti, we are attached to that. Wherever we have the dosha drishti, we are aware to that. Therefore, develop the guna drishti for the adhyatmikata, for the vairagyadi sadgunas, dosha drishti for the negative of ragadvesha, etc. Slowly, slowly, we will be able to pull ourselves away from them. These we have seen yesterday, friends. Then we started seeing the Shamadhi Shatka Sampada. We have seen the third one, Shamaha. Is it not that only after the Vairagya that we will be able to control our mind? Without Vairagya, the control of the mind is very temporary. Again, it goes back like the tail of the dog only. बिकॉज वैराग्य नहीं है तो कंट्रोल किया मन फिर से अनकंट्रोल्ड होता है. That is why it is said, unless you do viveka, you cannot have sufficient vairagya. Unless the vairagya is obtained, sufficient success in the shama, the niyantrana of the mana and vrittis cannot happen. See the connection, see the step by step development of each of them. And only after that way the mind is controlled, that the controlled mind can shut up or quieten the sense organs and put them in their own golaka. Just like in the house, when the mother and father are controlled in there, not overusing the phone, not just going on watching the TV, that they can control the children. If the parents themselves are like that, extroverted. Now children say, आप ही ऐसा कर रहे हो, हम भी करेंगे ऐसे ही. In the same way, the senses will say, the mind itself is so worldly, distracted, so why not we? But when the mind is controlled, the Shama, the controlled mind can say, hey, I am quiet now, you also just be in your own places. One rahasya you have to catch is what? When it is said that we have to have the Shama and Dama, the control of mind and senses, not only it is possible, it is required also. It is a beautiful thing. It is positive thing. If something is not possible, if something is not positive, if something is not required, why will Shastra recommend? Why will Guru recommend? Think, do we say that it is impossible? Change that thought into possibility. Do we think that अरे इसके द्वारा मुझे ये वो नुकसान होगा? No, 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 उससे फायदा ही होगा. It is positive only. It is not negative. It is positive. It is possible. And most importantly, to be a peaceful liver or living person or a sadhaka, it is necessary also. Necessary जरूरत है, पॉसिबल संभावना है, पॉजिटिव ये अच्छा है. ये जो शमदम करना, that feeling we have to have, that I have to have. that I have to control my mind. I have to have that all my senses should be controlled. Not somebody telling me and I dislike it. Who are you to tell me? It is my mind and my senses. जैसा चाहे मैं वैसा करूंगा. In the initial days, when the Guru teaches the importance of this, the listener, the student को ऐसे ही लगता है. Because he is into that world of feeling the need of senses involved in the world, mind involved in the world, feeling the joy in that, feeling the need of that, feeling that it's necessary. I cannot be without that. ऐसे भावनाएं होने के कारण शुरू में उनको लगता है. But one has to mature in one's thinking and know how necessary it is to control the mind and senses called as Shama and Dama, and how it is possible and how it is beautiful and positive. Isn't it? A personality controlled in its mind and senses will behave well in the world, decently. It will command the respect from the world. World will hate a person without Shamadama because lack of the Mana Indriya Nigraha, he will do all nonsense. Who will like it, batao? And with the controlled, conserved time, mind, energy, one can tend to the goals to be achieved. So I can be without these thoughts in my mind. I can be without these indulgences at the senses level. And I must, and I shall. This is what is missing in today's world in the people. That they feel indulgence is compulsory, therefore they have become slaves to the commands, demands of the senses and the mind. Therefore, they are not able to mind what the morals are telling, ethics are telling, shastras are telling, the gurus are telling about the higher goals, higher possibilities. कहा नहीं जाता नहीं उनका उस तरफ. Why को? Because they have become weak, they have become slaves, they are justified. है ना? Very funny. Like in India, some voters still vote to those who are not patriotic, who are against India, against the Dharma, against the growth of India. Still see the delusion in the people. They support जो अच्छे अच्छे काम कर रहे हैं उनके हर कदम में टांग अड़ाने वाले हैं वे बेवकूफ लोग हैं इतने स्टिल दे सपोर्ट हाउ मूर्ख like some countries still support the terrorists. What a stupid thing, you know. You know so clearly they are producing terrorists to kill other people. Where is your dimag gone to think that's not right? You should not support them. See the people seated in the IMF and all this. बेवकूफ तो है. उनको बताना चाहिए कि we will not support all the terrorists. Whoever terrorist organizations are there, we are dissolving them. Any terrorist, now we are handing over them to the respective people. तो clean sheet हो गया, then the whole world will support them. ऐसा करना चाहिए इनको. Instead of that, these बेवकूफ people they are supporting. मूर्ख है कि नहीं? Internationally, that's what is happening. Internationally, this is what the nonsense. See the people, the so-called, see the states like Tamil Nadu and Karnataka and Kerala, which are the producer, the giant saints like Adi Shankara Bhagwan and Ramanuja Madhva and thousands of saints are there. So much of spirituality is there. Still see who is ruling there. Isn't it? What a funniest thing happens in India. No trust, no faith in positive. Just like that, चढ़ावा दिमाग कहते हैं उसको. Nothing but the destroyed mind intellects. Polluted. So too we are so much polluted personally in our mind intellect that we justify, we feel the need, we say it is compulsory to indulge with the mind and senses in the world, therefore no need of controlling them. Such is the saddest situation. Subjectively, everyone is victimized by. So each one will have to rise above that. It is more than indulging with the mind and senses in the world, that it is a control of them that is necessary. It is a regulation of them that's necessary. It's a discipline of them that is the need of the hour. Till this knowledge is pumped in from all sources powerfully. And the materialism, the Bhautikavada, the destroying the Prakriti, the destruction of each other, and total spiritual bankruptcy, we cannot come out of them. कुछ भी कहो. It's not a simple thing, the Shama and Dama. Not having them have such a dire, definite, negative consequences, having them have such a beautiful consequence. Not that our Rishis Munis were, what do you call, ignorant that they could not discover so many bhoga vastus for the Indriyas and Mana. They are the ones who have realized Paramatman. Do you think they cannot, they could have not done all this? Creation of bhoga vastu? They know it. That इसके द्वारा किस तरह व्यष्टि समष्टि का सर्वनाश होता है. That's why two things. Not only they gave preference for Shama and Dhamma, also because of that, they could realize the self in them. They could grow spiritually. See that? So in this way, Viveka leads to Vairagya. Without Vairagya, Viveka is waste. Without Vairagya, Age things cannot be. The first is Shama. So without Viveka, Vairagya cannot be. Without Vairagya, Shama cannot. Without Shama, the Dhamma cannot be. The Dhamma is Indriya Nigraha. Up to this we saw yesterday. Then the fifth one is what? Uparati. In the sadhana chatushtaya, it is the third one. Sorry, Shamadhi Shatka Sampada, it is the third one, Uparati. Uparati is such a comfortable, such a beautiful state of mind wherein naturally the mind is withdrawn from anything unwanted, worldly. Rati is चाव से revel करना in the world. Uparati means withdrawing from it. No, I have understood it. Its limitations I understood. I know when I indulge in them how I get destroyed. And then I control and try to control. And I mastered it. Now I can happily live without any of those indulgences. I am fully relaxed. Even if you tempt me with all those things, with all your funny logics, etc., you cannot distract me or tempt me. That state of mind of willingly, choicefully not getting affected by any such influences is called as uparati. Wow. At any moment of time, he is around along with thousands of things around, but किसी में उनका मन लग ही नहीं रहा. Uparati, the two definitions given in two texts, look to be different but interconnected. Uparamakaha in Tattva it is that said Swadharmanushthanameva. Just doing your own Swadharma is Uparat. What was distracting us from our Swadharma? Our desire to indulge in the objects through senses and mind. So they are controlled. Therefore, Uparati is Swadharmanushthanameva. In the Vivek Chudamani, Bahya Analambanam Vruttehe Esha Uparati Uttama. To Vruttehe Bahya Analambanam. For my inner thoughts, mind, for the thoughts, the contents are not anything outside. Like chitta hai, chitta ke vritti hai, vritti mein object. Mind, the thought of the mind, in the thought, the object. For a person who has achieved uparati, there is no outer object as a content in his thoughts of the mind. See the freedom? With that, he can always focus on exactly what Swadharma he has to do, what is the Adhyatmic Dharma he has to do, without any distraction, without any struggle. Now, for us, how much struggle it is for us to maintain the thought of Dharma, to maintain the thought of values, maintain the thought of Adhyatmikata. Officially, ja raha hai. We are trying to put in the womb of the thought spiritual, but that is getting aborted. Then into the womb, the worldly thought is coming. Very funny. Even now, we want to listen to this, but the mind goes into the collection of some other thought with some other content in it. But the one who has got this uparata sthiti, for him, vruttehi bahya analambanam. Mind is not at all going into anything outside. Wow, beautiful. And because of that, Swadharmanushthanam. And is the result of Dhamma. Dhamma result of Shama. Shama Dhamma result of the Vairagya. Vairagya result of Viveka. Without Viveka, Vairagya, Shama Dhamma, Uparati cannot happen. Your mind cannot be naturally, effortlessly free from the contents of worldliness. Bah. Connected Ayasara. Then with this, what we have to do from our side, we have done in controlling our faculties. Then now continues a new problem, which was there from earlier onwards, not recognized because there's no chance, time given for that. What is it? We are troubled by our own prarabdha. We are troubled by our own, the timings in which we are, the world around. Yashti and samashti. Isn't it? At the upadhi level. So what to do for this infliction of miseries and problems which come to us from the world? Just because I am done the Viveka Vairagya Shamadama Uparati, the problems don't end. I have already done so much of nonsense because of which at the Sharira, Indriya, Prana level, Mana level, so many troubles, distractions, dukkha come to me. So too from the outer world. सुक्ता तो करना पड़ेगा ना जो भी हमने दुनिया में किया है. So what is to be done when such dukkha come to us? That is the fourth sadhana in the Samadhi Shatka Sampada, totally sixth one. And that's called as Titiksha. Titiksha ka. Dukkha Sahishnutvam is called in Tattvabodha. But in Viveka Chudamani, it is given in a big way definition. What is that? Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam चिंता विलाप रहितम सा तितिक्षा निगद्यते. जिनको ये क्लिक हो गया, they are the most lucky ones. Spiritually, it's a very necessary sadhana. I tell you, Maharaj, ध्यान से सुनो. Once we have come into the spiritual world, and our goal is the inner Paramatma. Please remember, to all the inflictions of misery coming from the outer world, other than forbearing them, we should never react to them. The moment we react, then those vasanas, all of them will enter. That's why, see the definition: Sahanam, Sahanam Sarvadukkhanam, Sahanam Sarvadukkhanam Apratikara Purvakam, Sahanam Sarvadukkhanam Apratikara Purvakam, Chintarahitam, Vilaparahitam. How many things are told? Sahana means forbearing. Sarva dukkhana, which come because of our own prarabdha at the dehendriya level or inflicted by others. While going through that sahanam, apratikara purvakam. उसके लिए प्रतिकार चर्या नहीं करना. No retaliation, no reaction. Then chinta rahitam. Chinta is what? Worry, anxiety, tensions. And vilaparahitam. Why it has come to me, that misery, and then those regrets and guilts. Without that chinta, without that vilapa, when all the dukkha's, whatever they come, when we do the sahanam, that's called titiksha. The good example is the women at home 40, 30 years back. There is so much dukkha, physical dukkha, Sharir, because so much work she has to do. The husband, the in-laws, every one of them will find fault with her, trouble her. But she'll have that sahanam only. Without chinta vilapa, she goes on doing. I tell you, all those women of that age have now become great saints and sages in their further lives, because it is not an easy quality to have the titiksha. Now you understand why India forbears and tolerates the nonsense of the whole world to some extent, to give them chance. Beyond that, we go by the proper channels to answer them. But we just don't react just like that. We have the titiksha. Because it is easy to react and again bomb them. But again, what's the difference between them and us? Finally, though, what will be destroyed is human dignity only, no? The human beings are killed, humanity is killed, human progress is hindered. यही होगा ना ऐसे रिएक्शन से मुंह तोड़ वाला जवाब देने से. We find try all other means. When they don't work, then we take final steps. That also again to teach. See the beauty of our India, Operation Sindoor. We have attacked them. Then after we are quiet. We are not again and again bombarding. We never. We will not do that shit. But again, if they do any terrorist attack, then the jawab milega. And that is never with anger, vengeance, destroying. No, it is self-defense. What you are doing is wrong. If this much little clicks to the bigger people there in that country and stop this nonsense, they need not get cheated by the Americas, then Chinas. We can be the best support to them. But the problem is in their books that is written wrong. And that is what is rubbed in their minds and intellects. That even a child of 5, 6 years, ask them about India and Hinduism, they say they are Shatrus, we have to kill them. See the way it is taught. Now imagine to Hindus also we all teach like that from the age of 5. The world would have got destroyed long back. We teach Sahanam. We teach this Saubhratratvam. We teach all are one. First, the whole universe is one Paramatma Tattva. Then we're all together. Each one will have their own path. Tolerate that. Let it go through. That's what our Shastras. See the difference in it. Right? Individual life also. Please remember, if it is not in the prarabdha, that dukkha will not come. When the dukkha, bigger the dukkhas come, more of the prarabdha is going away. Thank God. Also an indication that such a nonsense we have done in the past, let us not do it now. To the lucky fellows, जिस जन्म का पाप है उसी जन्म में क्लियर होता है. For the unfortunate ones, it's postponed to next life. That means it is assured that in next lives also he can't do sadhana, he will suffer only. So ये तितिक्षा जो है सहनम सर्व दुखानाम अप्रतिकार पूर्वकम चिंता विलाप रहितम. No need to do the pratikar and चिंता विलाप मत करो. It had to come as prarabdha it came. इंडिविजुअल प्रारब्ध हो सकता है, म्यूचुअल प्रारब्ध हो सकता है, टोटल प्रारब्ध हो सकता है. Some cases the Lord may be putting those things to check or test how patient we are, how persevering we are. प्रभु भी परीक्षा करना चाहते हैं ना हमारे शक्ति को. ये भी एक संभावना है. So all these way of taking it is positive. But sahanam sarva dukha. Apratikara purvakam chinta vilaparaitam satitiksha. So two dukkhas are one dukkha which world gives. Second, I myself invoke. That's called tapasya. ये ना दुख ऑफ एक समय खाना छोड़ देना. दुख ऑफ climbing the stairs to reach to Paramatma, even though I can afford the helicopter or even the car, etc. to go. These are called self-inflicted dukkhas, जिसको तपस्या हम कहते हैं. And the world imposes, I am able to withstand. It's called titiksha. So, sahanam sarva dukkhanam apradikara purakam chinta vilaparaitam sa titiksha nigadit. Titiksha will happen when only there uparati. Uparati will be there when there is dhamma. That's possible with shama. That's possible with vairagya, and that's possible with viveka. See, viveka, vairagya, mano nigraha rupi shama, indriya nigraha rupi dhamma, then natural withdrawal from our side of the world, uparati. When the problems themselves are coming from the world, titiksha. See the beauty of step by step evolution and necessary. Then only the time, mind, energy are conserved for our doing the inner sadhana. नहीं तो इसी के लिए खर्चा होएगा सारा, है ना? Like again the same stupid country. Whatever the loans they get, They invest only it in the armor and warfare. अरे कौन है तेरे लिए शत्रु? Then the whole country भूखा नंगा है. See that funny thing? In India, we stop taking the loans. We are only giving money to others. We are becoming self-sufficient with all our efforts. See the vision? And there, investing all money for that. So too, all our energies endlessly will be wasted in reaction if you don't develop titiksha. That is the beauty and glory as a sadhak. Then comes the fifth one. With all these readiness, when we go to the Guru, then how we are with the Guru. How we went there, how we stayed there. That's the fifth of the six Shamadhi Shatka Sampana, most powerful. It's called Shraddha. Shraddha. So what is Shraddha? Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu Vishwasaha Shraddha. In Tattvabodha. Guru Vakya, Vedanta Vakya mein Vishwasa. That what they are saying is true, what they are saying is their experience, what they are saying is in our own interest. That type of Shraddha, that type of Vishwasa is called Shraddha. And in Vivek Chodavani, big definition, ultimate. I often quote it. Shastrasya Guruvakyasya Satyabuddhyavadharana Sa Shraddha Kathita Sadvihi Yaya Vastupalabhyate. शास्त्रस्य गुरुवाक्यस्य शास्त्रवाक्य गुरुवाक्य को सत्य बुद्ध्यावधारण that they are true with that buddhi avadharana holding them in our heart and practicing them sa shraddha katita sadvi that's called as shraddha and when we have that ya vastu upalabhyate with that definitely paramatma is obtained like in Gita shraddhavan lavate jnanam. So, do we have that Shraddha in our class, in our text, in our Shwethashwathara Rishi, in the subject matter that is taught? That pure Shraddha. Shraddha includes liking, Shraddha includes interest, Shraddha includes the belief, Shraddha includes the faith, and all of them are not disturbed at any cost. At any cost. Isn't it? Our Shraddha gets broken when something tempts us or some problem comes. Sometimes with the Guru only we have a problem. Temporary it is. That's all a prarabdha. That's a little bit होता है. उसको अगर ज्यादा वैल्यू कर दी तो एक गुरु को मैं छोड़ के जा रहा हूं. अब गए. Isn't it? Small little worldly things happen. And any big thing also happen in the world, that's small only. In the passage of time, such million things come and go. If you go on valuing them, you cannot be steady in your pursuit excellence, pursuit inner. है ना हमारे श्रद्धा को टेस्ट करने के लिए अनेक समस्याएं आते हैं इनर एंड आउटर so we cannot allow that shraddha to be broken. Shraddha in the Guru. If that Guru is teaching us Brahma Vidya, Atma Vidya, that's ultimate, no? Moksha. If that Shraddha is broken, then somewhere else we go. Again from there, again. There's no end to that. So I do only one prayer. My faith to my Guru should never be broken, even a little hair like crack. Even in dream, even if Guru comes and makes me into pieces. I pray for that Shraddha Baba. बिकॉज यया वस्तु उपलब्ध है यह बताया कि उससे परमात्मा मिल जाएंगे आप सो लाइफ में ना allow everything to be lost or broken. Don't allow the Shraddha to be lost or broken. And we all know our very likable thing which we share so many times, at least 100 times we might have shared. What are the 5 Shraddhas we have to have? Shraddha in Paramatma Tattva, Shraddha in the Shastra which teaches Paramatma Tattva, Shraddha in the Guru who teaches us Shastra and through that Paramatma Tattva, and Shraddha in the sadhana told by the Guru for reaching a Paramatma Tattva, and Shraddha in ourselves who are supposed to do that sadhana indicated by the Guru according to the Shastra to reach Paramatma. भगवत श्रद्धा, शास्त्र श्रद्धा, गुरु श्रद्धा, साधना श्रद्धा, स्वयं के ऊपर श्रद्धा. पंचवटी is these पंच श्रद्धास. वटु विश्वास अचल निज धर्म. वटु वट वृक्ष विश्वास कहते हैं in Tulsi Ramayana. Okay, friends. So Shraddha is the fifth one. Then Samadhanam, then Mokshutvam. Then with this punji or investment or qualification, when we go to the Guru, what Guru gives us, what we have to take, with those things, we will see tomorrow the remaining portion. Thank you. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Amsharashibhyo Mahadyam Namo Gurubhyo. Om Yedi Me Guruvi Purvam Padavakya Pramanatah Vyakyata Sarva Vedanta Shastra Nityam Pranatosmiham Shankaram Shankaracharya Keshavam Badarayinam Sutra Bhashya Kruto Vande Bhagavanto Puna Punah Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarvalokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayan Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Om Viditanamaya Vishadaikavagala Nacha Kinchana Kanchanamasti Guru Dhurtameva Videhi Kripam Sahajam Bhava Shankara Deshikame Sharanam Paramanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvasyaadi Lakshyam Ekam Nityam Vibalam Achalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष प्राप्ति सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वाध्यात्मिक प्रगति सनातन धर्म संस्थापकानां निरंतर दिग्विजयः राम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रु विघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक वैदिक ऐन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्म मोक्ष पुरुषार्थाणां भारतवर्षे विश्वेश सुसंप्रतिष्ठा अवाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः अद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थ वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. ओम नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्. अथ पंचमोऽध्यायः पारायणम्. पांचवा अध्याय का पारायण करो. Only 6, 7, 8 3 mantras. Om Savruksha-kala-krutivihi paronyah Yasmat prapanchah parivartateyam Dharmavaham papanudam bhagesham Jnatvatmastamamritam vishwadhama Tamishwaranam paramam maheshwaram Tam devatanam paramam cha daivatam पतिं पतीनां परमं परस्तात् विदामदेवं भुवनेशमीड्यं न तस्य कार्यं करणं च विद्यते न तत्समश्चाभ्यधिकश्च दृश्यते परास्य शक्तिर्विविधैव श्रूयते स्वाभाविकी ज्ञानबलक्रिया च. Remaining chanting we will do tomorrow in our study. Fourth chapter, the most important mantra, 16th one. We are studying it with the Bhashya. So, with Bhashya we have to study. Yesterday we saw the meaning of that mantra. In that also, again, what are the 5-6 things that are told? One, parasya atyanta ati sukshmatamatvam. Second, parasya ananda atishayatvam. Third, parasya nirdoshatvam. Fourth, parasya jiveshu ati sukshmataya sarupena avasthitam. Fifth, sarvasya api sattadi pradattaya vyapitvam. Sixth, tadekatva vijnanat pashahanim darshayati. See this? When this Sambandha Bhashya, especially of these mantras of 4th chapter, are thoroughly studied, the what Upanishads are containing, what rishis are trying to tell us, in which jnana the adhyatmika pragati lies, that becomes easily comprehensible to us, because the language employed by the Adi Shankara Bhagavan is more understandable to our times. And what he's saying is from the Upanishad only, but the Upanishadic timings, Upanishadic rishis, the language which they have employed is little indicative, subtle, and mystic, difficult for our gross intellects to catch right now. The rishis of yore are there of the highest order, highest level. They speak indicatively. They won't speak so just like that explanatorily. इंडिकेशन देते हैं, पकड़ना मुश्किल होता है हमको, इसलिए शंकर भगवान भाष्य मेक्स इट इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज इन द हृदय ऑफ द ग्रेट ऋषि इन दिस उपनिषद. सो दीज संबंध वाक्यास आर ब्यूटिफुल. ठीक है. परस्य अत्यंत सूक्ष्मतमत्वम, आनंद अतिशयत्वम, निर्दोषत्वम, देन जीवेषु स्वरूपेण अवस्थितत्वम, सर्वस्य सत्तादि प्रदत्तया व्यापित्वम, तदेकत्व ज्ञानात् पाशहानि. One word, one sentence, here we have to remember, though all other things are repeatedly said, is what? How and why you call Paramatma as Sarvavyapi? Because he is the one who is giving Satta Spurana to all. Because Satta Spurana is Paramatma Tattva, pure existence and consciousness. So he says, Sarvasya api Satta Adi Pradataya Vyapitvam. How Paramatma is Sarvavyapi? For everything, he is the giver of existence. He is the nature of existence. Anything you see in this world is existing. It is existing because the existence is there in it. So, in the form of that existence, Paramatma alone is there. Therefore, there is nothing which exists without existence. The word Paramatma has to be all pervading as Shuddha Satta. And when the Guru or Rishi or Bhakta says, Shri Ramamaya Savajaga Jani, he cannot say that with regard to Rama as the Rupanama. Because Rupanamatmaka Rama cannot be Sarvavyapaka. Only Satta Spurana Rupa Rama alone is Sarvavyapaka. So Rama has to get converted into Satta and Spurana, then get permeated everywhere. Then wherever he has to, or he wanted, or he is required to, or is requested, he may manifest. This we have seen in Patanjali Yoga Darshanam and other texts very deeply once upon a time. So Sarva Vyapakatvam is impossible when the Lord is in the form of Rama or Krishna or Shiva or anybody. Because the Rupanama is always conditioned, it cannot. But to the Rupanama, what is supported? Satta. That Satta Rupena he is Sarva Vyapaka. Because he is Sarva Vyapaka, Satta Rupena, Satta can take any form, any time. Therefore, he can manifest as Krishna and Rama in everything. Don't value any Rupanama, even of the God, even at the cost of Satta Spurana. Basically, Paramatma is and Satchitananda. Then only he is in any of the forms for our facility to worship him. And worshipping of the Lord is to know the essential nature of the Lord. Else that worship becomes conditional. We get stuck up there only, we fight with each other. That my Lord is great, my Lord is great. There are no two Lords. Truth is one only. For you is in your Rama Rupa, for me is in this Krishna Rupa. So, sarvasya satta adi pradatruttvena vyapitvam. This one thing we have to clearly understand. Then tat ekatva vijnanat. When we have the experience of our oneness with that pashahani, all the pashas, all the chains which were binding us, they all get broken. The shackles get broken. You know, these are all not physical shackles that we are tied down with some rope to something. They are the shackles of notions born out of ignorance. When the knowledge not only wipes out that ignorance and also reveals to us the experience of the self, then all these ropes can never tie us, bind us. The pashas are what? In the yesterday's shloka, pasha is rupadi. Yesterday also in that word, the pasha shabda came. Ana tamevam jnata mrityu pashan shinat. The pasha was rupadi. So shabdas vasarupa gandhati vishayas are tying us down to them. That we are becoming karta bhokta and we are not realizing our essential self. Through this process, when the self is realized, sarva pasha nasha. We don't feel anymore we are bound by anything. We are liberated, we are freed. No shackles, no chains, no ropes to tie us down. Right? Let us chant the mantra twice. Om Vrutat Param Mandamivati Sukshmam Jnatva Shivam Sarvabhuteshu Gudham Vishwasyaitam Pariveshtitharam Jnatva Devam Muchyate Sarvapashaihi. Again. Vrutat Param Mandamivati Sukshmam Jnatva Shivam Sarvabhuteshu Gudham विश्वस्यैकं परिवेष्टितारं ज्ञात्वा देवं मुच्यते सर्वपाशैः. So first line is example. Ghrutat param mandam iva. Actually, Ghrutat param mandam iva, to be more clear, we can take it in this way that on the milk, like the, what do you call that? The malai, the cream on the milk. For the people who love that milk and that cream, when they see, they get excited. किसी लोगों को अच्छा नहीं लगता होगा. Don't take that example. So कृतात param mandam iva and ati sukshmam. That cream looks but is there but can't be seen. Only when you heat the milk and then cool it down, then that cream is seen. If the literal meaning you take, ghrita means ghee. So the milk has to be boiled, then it has to be added with curd. It will become curd, then you have to churn it as a buttermilk and make it a butter. Then heat the butter, then becomes ghurta. So the ghrutat param mandam iva. So all the impurities settle down below, if at all there. Then the above portion of that pure sacred ghee. It is so wonderful. That's why it is the most important, the best oblation that's offered in the yajnas. यज्ञ में सबसे ज्यादा महीना घी घृतार्पण का होता है. So many things we offer, but घृत arpanam is important because it is brought out with so much of efforts and it's the purest essence of that milk. So example is घृतात param mandam iva. In that way, ati sukshmam, that paramatma tattva, then shivam, it is. Then sarvabhuteshu gudam, he is. See that? Then vishwasya ekam, he is. Pariveshtitaram, he is. What we have to do? Jnatva devam. When we know him as our own selves. याद रखो, रियल परमात्मा अनात्मा के रूप में जाना नहीं जाएंगे. रियल परमात्मा, बाकी सारे परमात्मा के ही एक्सप्रेशन है, बट नॉट रियल. नॉट रियल इन द सेंस, not in the true sense. The true Paramatma, he cannot be other than Sat and Chit. And I am Sat and Chit. Therefore, he has to be experienced as I am only. That's the meaning of Jnatva. See the logical fallacy. if I know the God other than me, the yukti is what? Anything known is jada, anything known is nashvara. So by knowing the God as other than me, I am making him jada and I am making him nashvara. So he himself is jada and nashvara. How can he give me the amrita pada? How can he give me immortality? Therefore, that simple logic, all these Dvaitins miss it. And the moment you objectify the Lord, you have made him inert. You have made him perishable. You have conditioned him. You have limited him as if you are somebody other than him and he is other than you. Therefore, he cannot be infinite. Because when some other thing exists, this thing cannot be infinite. Isn't it? If the Lord is not infinite, he is finite. Anything finite subjected to modification and destruction and pain. Then when भगवान खुद ही मॉडिफाई होते हुए पेनफुल होते हुए खुद डिस्ट्रॉय होते हैं तो हाउ कैन ही गिव मी पेनलेस हैप्पीनेस एंड इमोर्टैलिटी कैचिंग दैट पॉइंट very subtle therefore ज्ञात्वा devam always is knowing that the self as my own self that divinity as my own self then what happens muchyate sarva pashay. Therefore, the ignorance that I am that Brahman is the beginning of all chains or ropes or bondages. See this? How many years we have to this knowledge for it to get registered in our intellects, for us to start contemplating on it and its possibilities, for us to understand, digest it. You and I who are coming every day to the class are giving a chance to ourselves to do this journey. And beggingly, I suggest you that don't be in a haste that I must understand Paramatma just like that right now, and I must realize Him just like that right now. If not, I will give up this path, then I will go for the paths in which I get the immediate results. In this way, don't get cheated. Why? Mind and intellect. This path is slow only like this. We have to wait, have patience, keep on listening, keep on listening, keep on trying to register, keep on trying to register, keep on trying to contemplate. I know with so much of struggle on the state of contemplation, little is understood and that also is forgotten again when we come back into the world and worldliness. Isn't it? To be open in understanding all these facts and have that faith that yes, it requires more and more deeper, continuous efforts to listen, to study, to understand, to retain, to live that knowledge. Anytime any question doubt comes, refer to the result that it is promising. Sarva pashaihi muchyate. Thereafter, we are no more bound by any of the pasha or the chains. Total moksha. And the important thing is what? If this self it's in this way is not realized, then we are bound with one or the other pasha all the time. And bondage can never give us happiness. Can we be happy when we are bound? We cannot. The happiness is only when we are mukta. Mukti mein hi anand hai. So when all of us are trying for the moksha, why should we try for such moksha which is not moksha literally? Because still we are bound in one or the other pasha. Try for the real moksha. That is, wherein every pasha goes away. And that's possible only in knowing this Atman, the Brahman, the Ishvara, the Paramatma as our own selves. Keep that goal deeper and stronger intense one now under. Then keep on studying Shastras, doing analysis, slowly, steadily, keep on achieving it. And it is not an arrogance that I am the Brahman. I am the Brahman is a fact. And not only me, everything is Brahman. That's it. Not even one will used to feel shy. समझे मैं ब्रह्म कैसे हो सकता हूँ ये आपका भ्रम है आई एम तो छोटा यू नो Small little creature I am in this world. How can I be Brahman? You are a creature, no doubt, but with regard to the Upadis. Nirupadika Rupena, if you are not Brahman, it's a problem to the Brahman because he becomes limited because you are existing somebody other than him. Therefore, to oblige Paramatma, you have to accept. And if I don't become Brahman, not that I only am at loss. It's a problem to Brahman also. Isn't it? So therefore, Jnatva Deva means this one. Sarva Pasaihi Muchyate. No more bondage. See that इन बातों को इतने बार सुनकर भी ना ये हम पकड़ ही नहीं लेते हैं because we have got a habit of listening to all satsanga bhajan kirtana for the sake of time pass, not taking anything to the heart and seriously, and also in the heart seriously we take the world and worldly things and worldly losses and gains and beings. इन सबको दिल में लेते हैं, दिल तक लेते हैं और इसको दिल में नहीं लेते, दहली से बाहर ढकेल देते हैं. This problem in us we have to rectify. Mistake in us we have to rectify. Taking this knowledge into the heart is more important. And then don't take any of those things into the heart. Uparati. Bahya analambanam vrutte. इस तरह से. Now study this mantra with Bhashyam. Let us see Bhashyakara's version. Ghrutat iti. This mantra I am commenting. Listen carefully. Ghruta upari vidyamanam mandam सारः. घृत घी उपरी उसके ऊपर विद्यमानम existing mandam that solid tasty thing. So if you can't understand on the ghee, you can take the milk and cream. Example. So घृत उपरि विद्यमानम mandam सारः तद्वतु. Here this घृतात परमंडम का example क्यों लिया? To convey what? Very beautiful thought. Very sweet. First time this thought is coming. What is it? He sarah tadvat mandah sarah sarah tadvatam atipriti vishayah. Tadvata means those who love that ghee, for them that is so beautiful. है ना, जिनको दूध पसंद होता है वो वाले लाइकिंग वालों को that cream is so likeable to them. Some people by nature they don't like any milk or milk products. इसलिए तद्वताम शब्द यूज किया इंटेलिजेंटली भगवान शंकर ने. Because example is applicable to convey some point, but that example may not be applicable for everyone. So tadvatam ati priti vishayah. Just like for the people of who love the milk and milk products, the cream is most dearest. That cream is Ghrutat Param Mandam. So Ghruta Upari Vidyamanam Mandam Saraha Tadvatam Ati Priti Visheha Yatha. Just like it is so dearest to those who like the milk products, that cream, Tatha. In the same way, this particular Paramatma Tattva, Mumukshonam Ati Sara Rupa Ananda Pradatvena Niratishaya Priti Vishayaha. Ati and Sara and Ananda Pradatvena. This is the giver of the essence of the Ananda or the essential Ananda for the Mumukshus. Therefore, just like for the milk product liking people, the cream is Ati Priya. For the Mumukshus, the giver of the purest of the Ananda, this Paramatma Tattva is Ati Priya. Therefore, here a test is put or an experiment is done, or what you call a litmus test, that whether we are true Mumukshus or not. If we are true Mumukshus, the Atyanta Ananda giving Paramatma should be Atyanta Priya for us. Has it happened to us in our last 5 years of listening to Upanishad? Nahi hua, to let it happen now. There is nothing to worry or complain. कि नहीं हुआ अरे बाबा मिस हो गया. Why worry? Right now you can have it. Again I read it for तद्वताम अति प्रीति विषय यथा तथा मुमुक्षूणाम अति साररूप आनंद प्रदत्वेन निरतिशय प्रीति विषयः परमात्मा. So the Ghrutat Param Mandam example is given to say that for the Mumukshus is Paramatma. Because he is giver of the Niratishaya Ananda, therefore it is so much prior to him that to experience this Paramatma Ananda, he is ready to give up everything, including Nidra Sukha, including even what you call Samadhi Sukha also. Every of the yoga siddhis सारा वो छोड़ देगा. बिकॉज मुमुक्षुओं को पता है कि इस आत्मा आनंद ही सबसे महान आनंद देने वाला है, तो मुझे वो चाहिए बस. सबसे बड़ा आनंद है आत्मानंद. सो आत्म प्राप्ति इज मोर ग्रेटर देन एनीथिंग. सो मुमुक्षूणाम अतिसार रूप आनंद प्रदत्वेन. Atisara, not Atisara. Atisara is again a disease in medical terminology in some of the language. Atisara Vyadi, the diarrhea, etc. No, Atisara, Atyanta Sara. Okay, Rupa Ananda Pradatvena. It is the giver of the essence bliss, essential bliss. Therefore, Niratishaya Priti Vishaya Paramatma. Tadvat. So, to tell in this way, that example is given. So therefore, Ghrutasaravat Ananda Rupena, again Atyanta Sukshmam. Second meaning is, like the Ghrutaka Sara, Atyanta Sukshma hai, there is so much process involved in bringing it out. In the same way, this Atma Ananda Prapti also, Atyanta Sukshma Sthiti, for that the Prayatna also is like that. है ना? Like how to take the Ghruta, first you have to take care of cow or buffalo. Then उसको घास दो, खाना दो. See that it is healthy. Then it gives milk. Then the eating of it. Then adding milk, curd to it or anything to make it is curd. Then churn it. Then get the butter. Then you heat it. Then the Ghruta comes. In the same way, अन्नमय प्राणमय मनोमय विज्ञानमय आनंदमय कोशों को चर्ण करते हुए, knowing that they are all anatma, when they are rejected, this is the process involved in it. In that rejection of all the panchakoshas, that atyanta sukshma ananda vishaya rupi paramatma का अनुभव हमको होता है. So घृतात् परम मंडम इव आनंद प्रदत्वात् निर्दशय प्रीति विषयम परमात्मा. Same way, घृत प्राप्तिवत सूक्ष्म प्रयत्न फलम, that is both ways. So the makhan gives joy, cream, but the creation of cream also takes its own efforts. So too, the Paramatma Ananda is the Niratishaya Ananda. That's why the Mumukshu loves it. But to get that, the efforts also are so much to be put of transcending the three koshas or five koshas or three dehas, three avasthas, three identities, etc. So therefore he says, Niratishaya Priti Vishaya Paramatma Tadvat. Then Ghrutasaravad Ananda Rupena Atyanta Sukshmam. This Paramatma is Ananda Rupa, Atyanta Sukshma Ananda Rupa. He needs to be put those efforts by us to achieve. Jnatva. Therefore, by following the due processes of going beyond the Stula Sukshma Karana through the Viveka Prayatna, Atmanatma Viveka Drashtadarasha Vivek ke dwara Jnatva. And when you know him, he is found to be what? Shivam. देखो शांतम शिवम अद्वैतम चतुर्थम मन्यन्ते सा आत्मा सविद्या. In every Upanishad, the Paramatma Tattva, while it's being described, it is called as Shivam. Yesterday also in our Brahmajnanavali Mala, this Shabda came, Shivam. Shivam is most auspicious, most elating, and it is so blissful. Shivam Jnatva iti etad vyakyatam. Then Jnatva Shivam sarvabhuteshu gudam vishwasyekam pariveshtitaram Jnatva devam muchyate sarvapashaihi. ये सारा आपको पहले मंत्रों में कमेंट कर दिया है. No, I am not commenting. You refer to that. So etad vyakyatam is already commented. We have studied it. Now, Sarva Bhuteshu Gudham, this one word, Shankara Bhagavan is wanting to explain ki Brahmadi Stamba Paryanteshu Jantushu. Sarva Bhuteshu means Brahma, the creator, Adi, Stamba, the single cell organism. In all of them, Jantushu, Bhagavan is very much there. Now, here the very beautiful, subtle, important thought is said. Listen carefully. Who is this Brahma, this Stamba Paryanta? They are be attended. Jiva Bhava, accepting that Jiva Bhava, identify the Upadhis. They did various karma. As the phala of that karma, somebody has become a small ant, another Jiva has become a Brahmadeva. That's the meaning of uh, Paryanteshu Jantashu Karma Phala Bhoga. They are the jivas having the bhoga of the karma phala by being Brahmadeva or by being the ant. What is the position of this Paramatma? Sarvabhuteshu Gudam. To all of them, Sakshitvena. He is there as Sakshi in the Pratyakshataya Vartamanam. He is there very much as the Sakshi, the Paramatma, both in Brahmadeva as well as in the small ant also. Yet taihi tiraskruta Ishvara bhavam. But because they are identified with the Upadhis, they are not accepting the presence of this Paramatma as a Sakshi and who is Ishvara. Taihi tiraskruta Ishvara bhavam. This is a very important thought. Like I am there. In me, Paramatma Tattva is there as Sakshi. Who am I? I am such Jiva, accepting my Jiva Bhava, have done lot of karma. It's phala. Now I am here placed with these Upadhis. Now with these Upadhis, I am so busy in going through my prarabdhas. I am busy in doing what I want to do to achieve what I want. Because of this, what I am doing? I am doing the Tiraskarana of this Ikshvara who is there present in me in the form of Sakshi. नजरअंदाज कर रहा हूं मैं उनको नुकसान किसको मेरे को ही हो रहा है कि आई एम कंटिन्यूइंग टू सफर एज ए जीवा ओनली क्लियर दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ वर्तमानमपि प्रत्यक्षतया वर्तमानमपि तैः तिरस्कृत ईश्वर भावम and when he is realized as aham brahmasmi then all the pasha avidya kama karma adi klesha pasha they go away. That's why Uktartham Vyakyatam, the remaining meanings, sloka's meaning was already commented because that line came 2-3 times in the earlier mantras also. So the Sambandha Bhashya, Mantra Bhashya totally tells about the nature of this Paramatma Tattva and we have to realize our oneness with him. May this knowledge become clearer, deeper, stronger, convincing to us, so much so that only this endeavor we are involved in throughout our day and life till we reach this goal. And may any of the wrong informations coming from outside, notions from inside, may not, should not disturb us, distract us, demoralize, or take us away from this path. May we not have any fears, any doubts, any hesitations regarding this Paramatma Tattva's presence, regarding our ability to achieve Him, regarding its result of that it gives moksha. इन चीजों में लेश भी थोड़ा भी कोई संशय ना हो बाबा. That is a प्रार्थना. Thank you. Om 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 पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो परमर्षिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुति मात्रे नमः तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. That's great, friends. Thank you. Let us now study Gita for some time. Hari Om.